Word.
A game of chess is like a sword fight. You must think first, right? Before you move.
Tone style is immensely strong and immune to nearly any weapon. When it's properly used, it's almost invincible.
Hey guys, it's C from Coin Traders. It is Tuesday the 6th around 12 o'clock Eastern Time, and today I'm going to do some technical analysis on the major coin, Bitcoin, and also finish off with Ethereum. I just kind of want to see where these two are headed, as I did a video about 5 or 6 days ago as they currently had popped off support levels and were in a nice uptrend that had just recently formed an inverse head and shoulders and were looking to break out of the the downtrend channel, which was also in my last video I had talked about how it needed to break over it to continue higher. And since then it has broken over and kind of just tested a resistance level around 11,800 and kind of came back down to hit a little bit of this channel. So I just want to kind of see if the channel's holding and kind of go over some support levels if this channel falls, or if it continues on up, where are we headed? So let's dive right in. As you can see, I have Bitcoin to start with, and this is on the time frame of a 2-hour chart. It's zoomed out quite a bit, so I'm going to zoom in. As you can see, here was the head and the two shoulders, and this yellow line was the neckline of the consolidation channel or wedge. So as of right now, let me scroll in just to get a better look at where we are and where we may be headed in the next coming days or even hours. As of right now, Bitcoin is trading at, let's see, at 10,815. So we're just under the 11,000 mark, and we are hitting this blue line channel. As you can see, this is the bottom of the channel that I had drawn earlier, and we actually tested it right here after testing the uptrend line support around 6,000. So since then we've been kind of in a nice little uptrend for the dip buyers at 6,000. And last video we were somewhere right around here making a flag to continue higher up past this neckline, this channel that we needed to break through. So as of now, we broke through that channel since the last video, and we came all the way up, but it didn't make it. It came all the way up to the resistance level of around 11,800. I think exactly it was $11,650 per se. And we actually sold off since then. And as you can see, these are 2-hour bars or 2-hour candles. And as you can see, we tested this line. Now I wrote on here that it needs to hold into this blue upper channel. Like sometimes they break the channel, but they pop back up with a tail. As of right now, it hasn't popped back up through my line, but it could be bearish if it pops through and then retests this line and fails. Let me draw a little something just to show you. If it pops down and then retests this line and comes back down, that is one possibility. And as you see this line, there's some support level around the 10,258 to 50 range, give or take, somewhere right around this area. So look for the 10,250 to become support. That's if this candle cannot get back into this upper channel to retest this line again at resistance around the 11,800 level. For me to be bullish, it does need to stay back into this, or it needs to consolidate holding this line of support. I am bullish overall on Bitcoin, but as of right now, I have a kind of neutral look at it, as this channel kind of broke. But until it can get back in here, I'm going to be neutral to semi-bearish in the intermediate term. Long term, I am definitely bullish. I do believe in Bitcoin, and I do like the technical analysis look of the chart so far. As of right now, if it does hold the support level, we could see some chop and then a retest of this A-frame upper channel that was drawn from way back with resistance levels. If I scroll through, as you can see, it's kind of a line from back here. So this was kind of the cup and handle channel that I had drawn a while ago in the last video. And let me just show you what I mean by cup. Here's the cup and the handle with the pop off. So it could just be creating another little cup right here and then possibly back into the channel, which we would really like to see. Let me just clean up some of these lines right here. At least I would. I want to see it continue higher, as I have a small position in Bitcoin. Also, if it does want to test this lower support line down here, a lot of times in cryptos and stocks, once they break out of the channel neckline from the big consolidation that we've had over the last month, they do like to retest this neckline. So although this could be considered a channel or a big bear flag to some that want to disbelieve in Bitcoin's technical analysis, this could be considered a bear channel with a breakdown of this line. But anyhow, what I'm trying to get to is, a lot of times they like to break these channels and retest this neckline right here in yellow. And it also, if it does break this and bounce up here to check this, it could break down through this support that we're looking at right here, right now. If this channel breaks, and we could be testing that neckline down here, which also coincides with support at the $9,350 level, which we saw about a week ago or so, maybe 5 days ago at this level. This is before it broke the trend line, and now we are trading on the outside of it. So it could very well retest and then bounce and consolidate before a move higher, which is also a possibility, and also would establish another per se flag. Let me just draw it for you so you can see. It also could establish a bull flag if I scroll out. Oh, excuse me. Let me just draw that line. Let me just scroll out so you can see it better. It could be considered a bull flag in here with the blue lines. Let me change the line color. I think you guys can see it, but just in case, let me just put a little green in here so you can see what I'm talking about. This could be also considered a bull flag if it does decide to test this neckline. So this would be the flag right here as you see it, and then it would need to break up, which a lot of times this happens in stocks, equities, and also cryptocurrencies, as in the past performances. So that's what we would like to see. Now, if it were to stay in this channel, let me erase these lines real quick. If it were to stay per se, let me just get rid of this one so you don't get confused. So if it were to stay in this channel, if I scroll in a little bit, sorry, and we bounce back in this channel, us bulls would like to see something like this. Go back and test this resistance line, possibly a little break on the channel, and then pop through with some power. And we want to see it get all the way. If it gets through this resistance line, it's going to be a few times that it tested this resistance. Once back here, once right there, and now we're over the line. And if it tests right here, we should see a pretty good size move to at least this resistance line up here. Let me go ahead and move this, so now this would become resistance up here instead of this one. This would then become support. So if we could see this resistance around 11,800 break, we will see, I believe, the 1300 the 13,000, I'm sorry, the 13,000 level tested pretty quickly. As you can see, a lot of people will jump in and it will just get squeezed up pretty fast. And it possibly could even overshoot and go ahead and test the upper trend line of this channel. So it could test, come back down, and then shoot right on through. The way this thing moves right to this blue line, and possibly all the way to 1500, depending on how fast and how quickly this thing wants to move. So my take is it needs to hold this channel. Sorry, that line wasn't meant to be. It needs to hold this channel right here. Let me zoom in on the 30-minute real quick. I was going to go to the hour, but I think we can get a pretty good explanation through the 30-minute and the 2-hour chart for now. As of right now, it did break that channel on the 30-minute. I would like to stretch this out so you can see if it wants to hold this channel. I would like to see it get past this $10,930 level, which would also coincide with this 30-minute bully band. So if it can get up through that 30-minute bully band and get above this channel and then retest the bully, and the bully starts to turn over, then we could be looking at higher prices and a retest at the 1100 or 11,800 and the 13,000 mark to 15,000 mark in the coming days. So look for that to happen. That's if these candles can get back into this channel. As of right now, scrolling out through the 30-minute, we have had a nice run up in Bitcoin over the last several days, so we might just need to retest this channel like I was saying. If it does want to go lower, as also too, there has been numerous clear indications of laggard in volume. So that also could bring a bearish thesis in the intermediate term until we see some heavy volume. Now the volume might kick in after this 11,800 level, or possibly even the 13, as FOMO would kick in, fear of missing out, and people would start to buy for the look of the retest of the highs in the 20s. So that is a possibility. So let's keep that in mind. If this cannot get back into the channel, as I scroll in deeper, you can see the wicks on this candle like it retested the line to perfection. So my lines are good, as you can see. If it does start to sell here and we don't see this power go up through the middle bully on the 30-minute, then let me clear these lines so I can draw some new ones. Then we are going to go and test that support level I was showing you a little while ago, around the 10,250 to 260 range, somewhere on this orange line support that was tested back here before it broke the trend line. And if it goes and tests this, I think we might see a little bit more consolidation. Like I said, we would go test here and probably, some sort of bounce to retest this channel top, this A-frame top. And then I do believe we would come down and retest that channel neckline. So let me go back to the 2 hours so you can get a better understanding, as I think it's a pretty good chart to look at to get a good clear picture and solid evidence of what is happening in the Bitcoin technical analysis world. Right here, I'm just going to erase these lines real quick. Bear with me. So I do see a little bit of a green candle, although that's not the overall thing we're looking at, is the green or the red. We do want to see green. Obviously green is buy and sell is red. But as of right now, I do see a wick. And this is trading at around 12 o'clock Eastern time, 12:30. So Bitcoin is still at the 10,800 range, and it's down about $575 from the day. I do believe Bitcoin is going to go test this yellow neckline. How long will it take? It might take a couple days. That's if it stays below this channel. If it does want to come and test this and then bounce right back into the channel, then the lines could get skewed a little bit, and we'll check it out in the coming days. Since my last analysis, though, it's doing exactly what I thought it would, and actually I believe in my last video I had it coming back to test this channel before a break higher, and I said this was a buy the dip moment. So this possibly could be an intermediate buy the dip moment if this channel holds. If not, we could be looking at this first support level at the 10,250 to 260 range, and if that cannot hold, this is some better support around the 9,300 level. And if we really want to get bearish into our intermediate term, then we could be looking at roughly the 8,100 support level. That was actually the breakout level from the old test of the upper trend support. And if it really wants to get a little crazy and dirty, it could get back down and test around this 7,000 to 6,800 level, which would be the second retest. And it also could want to put in a nice solid double bottom, which is always something that could happen. So we just need to keep our eyes open on the levels that it's trading at. As of right now, I'm intermediate term bearish until it can get back into that channel and show some power with volume. But long term, I am bullish, as we are holding this major trend line support. If it were to break this 6,700 range, give or take, it would have to take a couple tries, as people will buy that support line right there, as they're going to buy all these support lines until it cannot prove itself. So as of right now, intermediate term, I'm bearish until it can get in that channel. I know I've said it, but I want you to realize that once it gets into that channel and it breaks that 11,800, we could be looking at an epic squeeze to that 13,000 level and above. So keep back checking, do your own due diligence. I hope this chart has helped you kind of see where Bitcoin is headed. Let me know if you liked the video. I'm just going to keep going along here. So the next one I'm going to do is Ethereum. Ethereum is trading at the $813 range. So let's go ahead and click on Ethereum. Let me just scroll this out real quick. Hold on. Okay, here's Ethereum. From the last chart, we were still under this neckline, and I had actually drawn this bear flag that you're going to see, and it actually just broke down out of this blue bear flag. I was bullish, but I said there was a possibility of this being a bearish flag, but it would have to break down from this channel that I had drawn last week in the video. So as of right now, we are trading at that 800 level, and we are near support. We are near support around the $818 level. It had just broken that level, and it's headed down a little further. The next level would be this neckline, just like Bitcoin. Now, if it does want to coincide with Bitcoin, and all the cryptocurrencies are kind of down today as it is Tuesday, I'm not really sure what's happening. If it's just a retest, as a lot of these have been doing very well since the uptrend support test back around February 5th. So after it after all the little cryptocurrencies and big cryptocurrencies had taken that nice bounce off that trend line, we gained some steam and we went up, tested that neckline, and we came down and created a channel, which now when I zoom in, you'll see the bear flag, and you'll see how we broke support in the bear flag upper channel. So here's the upper channel, here's the blue line bear flag. We came down. This is kind of like what could be happening to Bitcoin right now. It came back, retested, could not get in back into the channel, so it sold off. So it's been starting to kind of been dribbling down, and as of right now we are selling off some. So it's down to $811, and as of right now we broke support. Sometimes the second test of this support line can wiggle its way back up, so we could see a nice little bounce to about the $850 level range, and for this to be bullish again, it needs to get over that $850 level as of right now. It looks to me like it wants to test this consolidation channel that it broke out from the consolidation neckline. As you can see, I have support and an arrow right to it around the $789 level. Now it will bounce from that level if it decides to hold. If it holds right from here, it could actually retest down further, but I will look to buy the dip right around this 790 range to 786, somewhere around this. So let's say 780 to 790, depending how it wants to run down. If it does fall back into its old channel, we could see a pretty heavy sell-off happen in a short amount of time and retest this upper trend wedge line, which is around the 665, which would be even a better buy the dip opportunity. So that's one thing we need to keep an eye on. That's if this neckline doesn't hold at this yellow line resistance, which I said a lot of times they like to break through, come back, retest before a nice heavy bounce. So it would do something like this and then bounce and then maybe back and bounce up. So that very well could play out, or if it breaks through, it definitely could gain some steam right here and pop through. So it just depends if we're going to see another little wash to wash out the buyers that had bought before to kind of scare them out, or see if we get some buy the dippers around this level. That's if this plays out and this line does not hold. There is currently a lot of support right here. It just failed the support level as we are talking around 820. So the next line is around that 790 level. So that's about $30-40 away from the level we are currently trading at, as everything is kind of coming down per se. So as of right now, I am intermediate term bearish, but long term bullish, as we are still holding this upper trend line. So if you see this 661 possibly which should hold, then you're going to see a nice bounce and a lot of buying. So look for that to be a buying opportunity. And also this 780, let's say $780 to $790 range. If that level holds, regardless, you could take a trade off that and probably get a nice bounce. It might come down a little lower. It might even put a wick down here. So just be aware of that it could go a little lower. As long as it holds this channel in the candle's body, you should be good. So keep an eye on that, at least on the hour to 2 hour frame. I'm going to scroll in a second. If we do test this level of support and we do decide to bounce, let me just erase this to give you kind of a bullish statement here. If we do decide to bounce off this level, come back and then bounce off this support, we could go back and retest this pretty quick. And that would coincide with what Bitcoin wants to do and some of the other currencies. if it does test this, this would be 1, 2, and 3. So this might just be the wash to flush people out and then pop back up, hit this channel, and if we break through this resistance level right here at this 888 to 893, 4 level, we will see a fast move higher, possibly to the 988, depending how wide this moves. Like per se, if this was out here, if this moves, if this moves like this and it's out a little further, then we possibly could go test that 1000 range, depending where this wants to bounce and how long it wants to consolidate. It could move out to the 1040 range. See what I mean? Like if we were to test it within this month of March, I mean, you could be looking at around 1000, which also would coincide with this resistance up here around the 984 level, which we hit back here. And that would also be a 1, 2, and 3. So we could be looking at a major ripper coming up. So really check it out. We are looking to blast off, especially if this trend line holds, this neckline trend line right here. So I would accumulate anywhere around this trend line. If it does fail and you can get a tail right here, that would be a better buy the dip, as a lot of times second test of support usually breaks through support and then comes back. So look for that. And if not, if you can get it somewhere on this upper trend line between 700 and, let's just say it went straight down, and you could get it at the 659. So anywhere from 659 on its way up to $708 would be a great buy. It could, let me erase this line to show you another instance that could happen. It could want to chop for a month just to kind of get people tired, investors, to want to move their money, or other things that occur too. But what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to show you that it could chop in this newer wedge, come back down, test this line of support at 693, and it would also create kind of like a double bottom, and it would also kind of coincide with this breakout run up. I'm not sure it gets down that far, but if it does, you still want to see it break from this line. So on your charts, you can go ahead and draw a channel coinciding above this. So it does need, as far as it is now, unless you got a humongous breakout right now in the next candle, it would have to get over this 857 level to the 840 level for it to start to be bullish again in the intermediate term. As this bear flag broke, it could make another bear flag right here, come down further, make another one, so we got to see how it plays out. As of right now, I would have liked to seen it hold this channel and retest this high to kind of pop it right here, but it didn't do that. So now we're out of the channel and we're consolidating more, and we're testing levels of support. So this next one right here is just that channel line, so we need to hold that to be in gear, and overall we need to hold this uptrend line from 650 to 700 in the near term if we decide to sell off hard and go down that far like we did in February, which I don't think we'll go that far. So those are key levels we need to watch as we are just consolidating, breaking in the intermediate term bearish kind of selling. So as of right now, we're at $806. So let's see where this goes in the coming days. I think this support level does hold with this neckline, and we see a substantial bounce, a little consolidation, and once we break that 830 to 850 level, I do see us retesting this 890 fairly quick, and that one should spur a nice blastable amount to the $1,000, the $984 to $1,000 level. And if we can pop back in this channel, consolidate a little bit, which I think will happen, then we could be looking at higher prices like the 13,000 an all-time high. So I hope you like this technical analysis. Please follow if you like. Definitely subscribe so you know when my video comes out, and you can definitely comment below, give me some feedback if you like. Any chart that you would really like to see in a detailed view, go ahead and let me know. And tomorrow I'll try to do Litecoin, and let's see, I'll pick another one tomorrow if somebody wants it. But I'll definitely do Litecoin and maybe some Bitcoin Cash again, just to kind of see what's going on. I'll try to do the Coinbase coins, just to get a better perspective and keep it going with the technical analysis. So let me know if you like this video, and subscribe up top, and we'll see you guys on the flip side. Thanks, guys.